there was an incident that happened in Nigeria. A 7-year-old girl and a 9-year-old girl. They were siblings. And the busy mom goes to work and leaves and trusts these two girls with their teacher. The lesson teacher will be there, go home, just go into their home and teach them whatever. The nanny is just somewhere watching TV, like that movie we said we watched. And this teacher kept on abusing these two children, abusing them that at the end of the day, they said it's even the children that will go to the lessons and let's not learn today. Let's go and do that ticklish thing you normally do to us. Till this teacher made a mess of these children, like the children, he disvirgined them, he kept on having sex with these children.
Oh, no.
Later, the big one was so tired of it, and the big one now told the mom. That was when they...
How do you even forgive yourself as a parent?
Rachel, it was so painful. Painful.
Hello. Welcome to
Conversation on the Car
with
Rachel and Tebby.
Parenting.
Yeah. See the way you call it as a parenting, as if it's easy.
It is
Can be challenging, can be sweet.
It is a burden that God saw us fit to carry. He knew would manage it.
Yes. There's this sauce, I like it. They call it sweet and sour.
It is.
Oh my goodness, it's a lot of work.
What was it? Was it your? I don't know. Was it? I think it was Bimbo was telling this morning. Say, I don't know if it was you. Sometimes now I forget what it is that I've told you or not. When I've probably had an argument with Wilma, my daughter, and then 1 or 2 minutes down the road, she'll come and say, "Mommy, are you okay?
Yeah.
Can I give you a hug?"
Manipulation. For me. Yeah.
It is sweet and
it's
sour.
Because you're trying for them to get to
in
the
my
point.
mind, I'm like, what do you want?
And like, I'm not joking. This is serious. You want them to get it and they are taking it lightly. You'll be like, no, they are not getting
and
it.
she's hugging you. You're enjoying the hug, but behind that hug, there is a request.
Yeah.
So it is sweet and sour.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I'm well.
We thank God.
Yeah.
If it is your first time joining us, please do remember to hit the subscribe
Subscribe
button.
button,
Do leave a comment when you can, and
Yes.
do share as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Teaching your kids body safety. And you teaching your kid body safety means you have to let them know, because a lot of kids, things are changing in their body. In fact, now, in our days, you clock 11, 12 before those changes come. But a 9-year-old that is still playing with toys, just playing around, their body has started changing.
has started changing.
So you now need to tell them what is changing in their body. And when we are talking about body safety, it has to start from when they are a very young age. The most important thing is just telling them the name, exact name. We've talked about this topic before. How to teach your child about sex.
Yes, about having those conversations.
But now we are now talking about kids' body safety. Teaching your
what
kids
is safe.
what is safe. So you wanting to teach them what is safe, you have to let them know what the name is. When you are telling them this one is, in Africa, they call it pipi. What is pipi? You let them know what the name is. All their private
Put a label to everything.
All their private part, you need to let them know what the name is at a very young age.
Being very specific.
Yeah.
And guiding them through as they grow. This is how we hug. Okay, yes, we hug at home. How can you tell that it's when are you supposed to tell when it becomes uncomfortable? Yeah,
because we are talking about body safety now. Why we want to teach them body safety? I always tell my kids that it's not everybody that is like your mommy or daddy. There are some bad people out there. There are some abusers, pedophiles that just want to make a mess of these children. So when you are teaching them body safety, even among siblings, you still need to teach them some privacy level of, that yes, there should be privacy amongst them. Now you have a boy, you have a girl. You need to let them know that there are boundaries. There should be privacy. Giving themselves space.
Yes.
Because okay, in a situation whereby your sibling, your children are tickling themselves, they might just go and activate what is not supposed to activate. Yes. You need to teach them when to stop. When someone is saying stop, you let them know what it means when you say stop. There are some touches that are safe and unsafe.
And when do you distinguish them as being unsafe? At what point do you report them? Who do you report them to? And how do you also help these children identify their private, what is private to them and what is public?
Yes. And this kind of conversation is just not what maybe you are sitting at the dining table eating and just popping it up. My children, at times I have the privilege to I don't watch them all the time because they are growing up. But at times I just want to scrub them myself, all what you've been doing, they call it in Africa wuru to the answer. That let me just scrub the dirt out of your body that you didn't scrub. So while doing that, I'll say, this is your private part. This one is called this.
Or like
don't let anybody touch it.
When you're like doing potty training for those little ones.
This is your private part. I let them know what the private part are. I say, this one, you are not allowed. Nobody is allowed to touch it. And you are not allowed to touch someone else's. So it doesn't...
And doing a role play.
Yeah.
Which is because kids like acting... They like playing it out and seeing how it would turn out. So you would actually say, okay, this is, let us do a role play on something.
Exactly. And by the time you are teaching them, when someone touches them wrongly, when you have that communication and you let them, when you're having this kind of communication, you make yourself accessible to them so that when something like that happens outside, they are happy to come to you and tell. Because in a situation whereby you didn't even teach them this body safety, if it happens, they might not even know. They'll think it's normal.
It is normal to be touched.
But since 3 years, you are telling them anybody that touches you here is wrong.
It is wrong.
Anybody that touches you here, it's wrong.
Anybody that wants to see
this is your private part.
Yes.
I tell my daughters my children to the extent that even your belly button is your private part. Your lap is your private part. Your bum is your private part. I told them the vagina, the breast, your penis. I told them your armpit. So anybody because while we were growing up as siblings, you want to tickle yourself. All those things, you don't want to, even as parents, you need to as siblings, you need to let them know what is safe and what is not safe.
Yeah. It is important, but at what point do you have discussions? Because these discussions will also vary from the age group.
I have this uncle, bless him, is my father's younger brother. Very lovely uncle of mine, is a pastor now. He normally takes care of us. Then while we're growing up, then there was no all these things. Everybody is free. It's not like now that everything is just. So that uncle washes us up. The day he stopped, he said was the day my sister was covering herself like this. And there was nothing, she didn't have anything, but she covered herself from him. It's like, she said my sister was around 6 then. And she was covering herself like this. My uncle now said, no, it's time to stop. He still says that till today. We'll be like, no, I had to stop because it shows then you are start discovering your body.
Yes.
He said he had to stop, so he will now stay at a distance. He'll be like, mommy, go and wash your daughters yourself.
Yes. And actually the kids are aware of what these parts are. But it is, how then also these discussions will keep on varying at different stages in their lives.
Exactly.
What you're discussing with a 2-year-old is different from what you're going to discuss with a preteen or a teenager.
Because someone that has started menstruating now, you are not discussing your
puberty.
Puberty. You are not discussing what you are discussing with a 5-year-old child with now someone that is menstruating, maybe at age 9 or 10. You see children of nowadays, age 9, 10, they start menstruating. The pubic hair is coming out. And you want to start telling them, no, you have to let them know what is right, what is not right. At times, there was a time a child walked, I saw it on social media, walked up to the mom. The child was like, nice, mommy, what is sex? So the mom had to start breaking it down in his own understanding, not to overwhelm him with information.
Child, yes, because they are also listening it from media, from school.
And I think with this kind of conversation, like I said earlier, it's not something that you sit in the dining room and start discussing. When you are like having a wash for your child, you can start telling them, this is what this place. You don't allow people touch you.
Gradually
here.
Creating safe places
maybe
for conversation.
In their room. Me now, I inculcate it into my home now. Maybe once, or because you know we are all busy, maybe once or twice in a week, I make sure I have that talk time. What makes you happy? Who made you angry this week? We talk about it.
Yes. I have seen things to ask children. Simple conversations to have with your children.
We do that talk time, and they really enjoy it. They'll be like, Mommy, when are we having talk time? So I do it. In fact, I do it a lot with them now. As soon as they request for it, I say, let's go to your room and have talk time. So when I do the talk time to generally, now I go to the girls' room, do another one with them, go to the boys' room, do another one with them. So those times, they will be able to pour out to you. Because you've made yourself accessible. You're not that busy mom that are just coming from shift and you're tired, you just need your space.
No, I think it is important to like create date nights with your children.
Yes, date night, I do that too a lot. No, my date night is different from my talk time night. My talk time, our date night, we are ordering pizza, or we are just buying pizza, we are buying that popcorn to be in front of the TV.
I think that's different from how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
It is whereby I choose to say, Wilma, today I'm spending a day with you, and then we go out, and just so the way you would say, Manuela, today is just about me and
because
you.
Your Wilhelmina is me. If I'm saying a date night, it's with the three of them.
All that three.
Because my children,
Manuela will have her own traits, which are different from Will and Favors as well. So seeing them as individuals and trying to know, okay, this is my child.
I know. That's why I said when I speak with the girls. When I do the general one, then I speak with the girls and I speak with the boy. But what I'm even talking to Emanuela about is different from
Favor.
Because of the age difference as well. So you just have to teach them and make yourself accessible.
Parenting is not easy.
Is hard. It just takes the grace of God, especially now that if you don't teach them, the internet will teach them. If you don't teach them, their friends will teach them.
School will
teach them. The community will teach them. So you just want to be there in their faces. And when that thing is coming, that strange information is coming, they are there. Yes, mommy talked about it last week.
And also giving them that safety net.
Yes.
To have someone to go back to, because my daughter, I think we were talking about, you know how you see like adverts about menstruation and things like that. And I was like, I've seen that before. So, having had like those prior conversations, and then she was like, oh, by the way, at school, they have told us about this. And then she's so excited to say, oh, I'm going tomorrow when I come back from school, I want to tell you all about it. Because you've created a safety space for her to feel comfortable to discuss them.
Discuss it,
and know that you're going to be there to listen. But also in the instances whereby you're teaching them about safety touches, is it a safety, what the topic that we're talking about now, it's quite important to kind of put like measures in place. How do you report
boundaries? That's why I said when you make yourself accessible, your child will be able to walk up to you and say, Mommy, someone touched me here and I don't feel it safe.
How do you say
I'm not comfortable with it?
Yes. When you say no, what does that mean?
Yes. I think that is where there is this concept they talked about. When you say no, go and tell. No is that you are saying no, and if the person is
no
listen,
is no,
because I remembered while I was in Africa, I watched this film. the film is about your no is no. When you say no, let the no be no. When I say stop, let the stop be stop. When that person is not stopping, when that person didn't listen, then it has now become unsafe. You are tickling a child and the child say no, I don't like it. You should be able to stop. When you are not stopping, you teach your child that when that person is not stopping, then you know it's unsafe. And it's okay to come and tell me. Because at times you just want to just play. Children can be so funny, tickling themselves and all that. But when you say no, let that no be no. Let that, when that person is saying, okay, when you are not listening, go. Yes. When that person is not listening, sorry, I was lost there. When that person is not listening, it's okay to go. Just move away from that environment.
Excuse yourself from that environment.
And look for like a safe adult to stay with or to tell. Yeah. So that's why I say no, go tell. Say no. As soon as you say no, leave that environment. When you leave that environment, go tell someone. Tell your mother. That is all this communication, important information that we need to discuss with our children. Yeah.
And as children grow up revising these discussions over and over again, because at the end of the day, children will still be children.
Children will still be children because at times they are that curiosity. That curiosity that mommy said I should not do this. They might still want to try that. What is Bobby saying? They still want to try it. But in a situation whereby you've tried to make yourself accessible, come to me. Whenever this happens to you, you can speak with me. You are not there, the tough mom that you are not easy to crack into.
Have you done role plays before? I've never done them.
Role plays?
Yes, in terms of when you're telling your children the measures to take, you know how to distinguish between and no. Okay, now say you and Emanuela, you say, I know you don't like being ticklish, but can we role play it so that you know when you're saying a no?
I know.
You know.
Yeah, it's something I really want to try because I just discovered it as well. Because with parents, I keep learning every day. Life is evolving. A lot of information on the internet, a lot of information in the environment. When I had it, I'm like, okay, you could still try this thing to even see the strength of your child while saying that no.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to know the weakness of your child. Maybe he's even enjoying it.
In fighting back as well.
Because there was an incident that happened in Nigeria. A 7-year-old girl and a 9-year-old girl. They were siblings. And the busy mom goes to work and leaves and trusts these two girls with their teacher. The lesson teacher will be there, go home, just go into their home and teach them whatever. The nanny is just somewhere watching TV like that movie we said we watched. And this teacher kept on abusing these two children, abusing them that at the end of the day, they said it's even the children that will go to the lessons and let's not learn today. Let's go and do that ticklish thing you normally do to us. Till this teacher made a mess of these children, like the children, he disvirgined them, he kept on having sex with these children.
Oh, no.
Later, the big one was so tired of it, and the big one now told the mom. That was when they.
How do you even forgive yourself as a parent?
It was so painful. Painful. So you see
that the importance of having those discussions earlier.
It is important.
Regardless of how busy you are.
Are too young.
Not even I'm too busy.
Yeah.
What does she know? What does my child know?
I keep telling my children that there are some bad people out there.
Because you don't know
think
that
everybody is nice. Everybody is kind to me. And you are there.
Oh, this is how I greet this uncle.
In fact, I had to let my children know that it's not everybody you hug. It's not like what we discuss now. There are some safe touches that you know that yes, in a family,
it is okay to hug as a family, but you're not going to go out there in school hugging everyone
and start hugging everybody. You let them know what is safe and what is not safe. As siblings, you are telling them already no kicks, no punching. But then, are you telling them about what is private that should not be touched? What? Because they love exploring. I think in a boy's life, I think in children's life, they get to a stage whereby their genitals, they love to play with it. They will think it's toy.
Yeah.
because they believe it tickles. There is this sensation they receive in it. You let them know that all those things are wrong. So it's a lot. Parenting is, like you said, parenting is interesting. I don't want to say it's hard.
We count it all joy.
Let them know when to say stop. And when that person is not listening, let them know how to say, go. Leave that vicinity. Try to go to an adult and tell someone. Don't
and
just
creating boundaries. There are things you do as a family, and there are things you don't do.
But teach them personal space as siblings, because they are in each other's business. They are together.
Privacy.
Privacy.
I was telling you that time I was with your daughter, and she said, "Can you excuse me so that I can?" Yeah.
In fact, yesterday, because we were preparing for our birthday, and there was a friend of ours that was around, and I was thinking, they are both girls. And they said, "Please, can you give me some privacy, please?"
She said, "Auntie, can you excuse me?"
And I was happy. I was just like you said, you practice it, and I felt so proud. Like, it's working. Yeah.
So at least you know that as she grows up and she's going into, as she's going out there, she will know how to excuse herself.
Personal space as well. If someone is getting too close, you'll be like, no. Personal space.
She felt I was too close to her. Even as much as I'm a woman.
You shouldn't be seeing her private parts.
Should not be.
You're not her mom.
No.
But if it were... Okay.
She knows, yes, this is my auntie.
Yes.
But she knows, yes. Boundaries. Hey, it is well.
Let's, as parents, let's not say those children are too young. In fact, Jeremiah.
No, even Jeremiah, you can't just start. She's.
Yeah, you let them.
You know when he's sitting on the toilet at his young age, he'll just want to splash everywhere. So you're trying to correct him, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
In fact, with boys, you have to teach them how to open the toilet seat. To know that their wish should be in. You open the toilet. I teach my son. You open, because we women, we just go there. You have to open the toilet seat so that you won't make any mess. In case you make any mess, try to wipe it. Yes. It's parenting is so interesting. Don't let anything slide. Every information you can, because they are just a clean slate. You have to teach them everything, especially because there are bad people out there. There are some people that are just out to destroy children's life. You want to make them aware of their environment. You want them to know that this person might be your uncle, but when you teach them the personal space, the boundaries, how to know what is in their body, when someone touches them inappropriately, they will know. They will, because now my children, even when they are playing and they mistakenly touch each other, "Mommy, don't touch my private part." I'll say that was not intentional. I tell them it wasn't. I'll say, what were you doing when that happened? They'll say, I was playing and he bumped into me. He bumped into you. It wasn't intentional. Correcting. Because I've embedded it into them that this is the right thing to do. This is the safe touch in a home. This is not the safe touch.
Yeah, that is true. So guys, do feel free to let us know what measures you're taking in place to make sure that you're teaching your children about personal spaces and safety. Body safety, which is very paramount, both to the boys and girls.
When to say no, when to say stop, when to go, when to leave the vicinity, and when to run.
Go tell.
You don't want to be that mom that will be regretting at the end of the day that I should have even spoken. I was thinking that child is still small. In fact, now they say you need to start telling them when they are 2, 3.
Just point out what it does in label. Put a label to things.
Exactly. And as they grow, you just start changing. You start updating, because even our gadgets, you need to update them to the recent time. As they grow, you now start updating them with. Don't embed them with too much information. Don't stuff them with too much information. As they grow to puberty, now you start updating, reviewing,
but making it a priority, knowing that you as a parent, you're responsible.
All what we are just trying to do is just to keep these children safe. You
are responsible. It is your sole responsibility to make sure that
they are safe.
And until next time, guys, it's been Rachel and Tebi on
Conversation on the Car.
Bye.